All right, for our next lower body lift, you're going to need to get yourself back in the position of a wall squat using your stability ball. Now, when you come down, every squat that you do, you're going to do 10-second hold up into a calf raise. So when you come down, you're going to get up high on those toes as high as you can. You're going to hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, all the way down to 1. Then you're going to come down, push it back up, and right back down into your next rep, holding it up for a 10-second count up on those toes, getting as high as you possibly can, keeping your abs engaged, dropping it, bringing it back up. Now for these, we're going to go 2 sets of 10 reps with a 10-second calf raise at the bottom of each one. Now, if you want to make these a little bit easier, you can decrease the amount of time that you hold your calf raise. And if you want to make these harder, instead of increasing the hold time, just increase the amount of reps that you do and go up to either 15 or up to 20. Now, again, that's going to be 2 sets of 10 repetitions with a 10-second calf raise hold at the bottom. All right, the last lift we're going to do for our lower body are called butt blasters. Now, we've done this in a previous workout, but we used resistance bands. This time, we're not going to use any bands, but you're going to do this for high repetitions. So when you do your butt blasters, you're going to get onto all fours, and you're going to bring that left leg up first, and you're going to extend it back and up, making sure that when you do extend it back and up, you are flexing through your lower back, your glutes, and your hamstrings. So I'm flexing up high, holding it for 1, 2, down, up for 1, 2, down, up for 1, 2, down. Now with these ones, instead of using our resistance band, we're gonna increase the amount of reps. So you're gonna do 2 sets of 30 repetitions on each leg. These are definitely gonna start burning. So make sure you keep continuing to flex hard every time you push out each butt blaster rep. So make sure that you're feeling that through your glutes, lower back, and hamstring. Now, if you need to make these easier, you can decrease the amount of reps that you do. And if you need to make them harder, don't increase the reps. What you need to do is increase the hold time at the peak of each lift. So instead of a 2-second hold, hold it for 5 to 8 seconds. Now again, that's going to be 2 sets of 30 reps each leg. All right, the first lift we're going to do for our core is actually a stability drill using our stability ball. Now with these, we're going to actually balance on the ball with our knees. So what you're going to do is actually get your knees, roll forward on the ball. You're going to start off kind of in all fours. And then all you're going to do is push it out until you are upright on the ball. Now the key is to get yourself totally upright, keeping your abs engaged the whole time. And you want to try to remain balanced. Now what we're going to do here is 2 sets of a 45-second hold, keeping yourself balanced on the ball. Now please do not fall off the ball, so make sure that you always have your hands ready to catch yourself if you do kind of fall out of balance. But try to remain in this upright position for 2 sets of 45 seconds. All right, the next lift we're going to do for our core is called reverse crunches up on the stability ball. Now, doing these, we're going to actually pull our knees into our chest. Now, you're going to get into a push-up position where your legs are up on the stability ball. So once you are in this push-up position, you are going to pull your knees into your chest and let it back out. Pulling your knees into your chest and letting it back out. Making sure that every single time you pull your knees into your chest, you're flexing tight through your abs. Make sure you're staying really focused on your abdominal muscles the whole time you're doing this lift. Now, if you want to make these harder, when you pull it up, make sure you squeeze it for a 3 to 5 second count before you let it out. And if you want to make these a little bit easier, then when you bring your knees up to your chest, don't bring it all the way to your chest. Just bring it halfway and then let it out. And if that's even hard for you, just hold out the position of being in push-up position with your legs up on the ball. And just start there, holding it for a 20 to 25 second count. Now for these, we're going to go 2 sets of 15 reps. All right, for our next core lift, all you need is a floor. You don't need any weights unless you want to make it harder and add a little bit of resistance. Now on the floor, you're going to come down and bringing your legs up. Instead of having your feet together, you're actually going to spread
your feet apart slightly because we're going to go towards each leg so we can kind of work more of a wide range of our abdominal muscles. So you're going to come up 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to take that all the way up to 15 repetitions. So we're going to do 2 sets of 15 repetitions. And if you want to make these harder, you can definitely add a little bit of resistance and either grab one or both of your light dumbbells. And if you want to make these a little bit easier, you can go ahead and decrease the amount of repetitions that you do. Now again, that's going to be 2 sets of 15 repetitions. Alright, for the last lift we're going to do for our core, these are either called back bends or sometimes they're called good mornings. Now with these you're going to slightly keep your knees bent and you're going to, with your light dumbbells in your hand, you are going to keep your back straight, bending down until you start to feel a good stretch in your hamstrings. Once you start to feel that good stretch, I want you to bring it straight back up, making sure that you're staying tight through your back and really tight through your core the whole time. So you're coming down until you feel that good stretch and bring it back up for 1. Feel that stretch and up for 2. Feel that stretch and up for 3. Make sure that every time you come back up, you really stay tight through that lower back and keep those abs tightly engaged. Now we're going to do 2 sets of 20 repetitions. If you want to make this one a little bit harder, you can increase the amount of weight that you're doing, or you can increase the amount of repetitions. And to make this one easy, this is just the opposite. You can drop the weights that you're using, and you can also decrease the amount of weight, the amount of repetitions that you do. Now again, that's going to be 2 sets of 20 repetitions. For this week's motivation, I want to ask you, you want to try something new? And the reason I ask you that is because everybody has heard that question. And see, when I hear that question, I'm actually very open to change. But you know, I want to change something that, to something that gives me the best results. But see, we all know people that are intimidated by the new because they are so comfortable with the old. Now, starting today, we need to get out there and encourage our family, our friends, our coworkers to jump outside of their comfort zone and actually embrace change. Encourage them to experience life and, and to get out there and explore new possibilities. Now, as American writer Max Dupree once stated, we cannot become what we need to be by remaining what we are. For this week's nutritional tip, we're actually going to start on a journey to understanding vitamins. Now, up to date, there are 13 vitamins that are said to be essential to our health. Now, this is 13 that have been discovered. And that's why researchers actually, they require that you eat a wide variety of different foods, because there are probably vitamins out there that are essential to our health that have not been discovered yet. So make sure that you keep a wide variety in your diet of the foods that you eat. Now, we're going to talk about water-soluble and fat-soluble and the difference between those 2 categories of vitamins. Now, in your fat-soluble, you have your vitamins A, D, E, and K. And then in your water-soluble vitamins, you got vitamins B and C. Now, it's important to know the difference between the 2 because our bodies actually store those fat-soluble vitamins in our fat and in our liver. So we can actually hold on to those for a little bit longer and our bodies can use those in the future. But our water-soluble vitamins, our bodies get rid of through our urine. So we got to make sure that we're consuming those more often, those vitamins B and C. Now, make sure that you're watching next week and the weeks to come because we're going to be breaking down the individual vitamins, finding out what foods you need to eat in order to obtain those vitamins, how much of that vitamin that you need, so that you can be equipped with the knowledge that it takes to understand what you need to eat to remain at optimal health for the rest of your life.